Welcome, brave listener, to a journey into the heart of a mystery so profound, so ancient, that it defies modern comprehension. Forget the cheap parlor tricks and stage illusions you've seen. Today, we plunge into the real magic, the true sorcery, born from the very earth and air of a remote village in the heart of India. We speak of Mayong, the undisputed black magic capital of the world. For centuries, whispers have clung to the name Mayong like the mist that rises from the Brahmaputra River. It's a place where the veil between the ordinary and the extraordinary is impossibly thin, a place where the impossible is merely a matter of uttering the right words, the right mantras. Legend intertwines with history here, blurring the lines until you can no longer tell where one ends and the other begins. The very name, Mayong, is said to derive from the Sanskrit word maya, meaning illusion. And indeed, in this land, illusions can become terrifying realities. The veiled history and ancient practices. Our story begins in the mists of time, long before written records. Mayong's roots are so deep, they are said to be mentioned in the epic Mahabharata, where the formidable warrior Dakhor, son of Bhima, is believed to have acquired his supernatural powers right here, in these very forests. Imagine the echoes of ancient chants, the rustle of robes as masters of the occult passed down their forbidden knowledge, generation after generation. This wasn't mere superstition, it was a way of life. The elders of Mayong didn't just teach farming or craftsmanship, they taught sorcery, the mastery of the unseen forces that govern our world. But what exactly did they practice? What were these secrets that made Mayong so feared, so revered? The black magic of Mayong, or Kala Jadu as it's known, wasn't always about malevolence. It was a complex system, a double-edged sword with capabilities for both creation and destruction, for healing and for harm. One of the most chilling, and thankfully, largely abolished practices, was Noro Boli, human sacrifice. Yes, you heard correctly. Ancient Mayong, according to folklore and archaeological finds, was a site where, to appease powerful deities and gain immense magical prowess, human lives were offered. In the Mayong Central Museum today, you can see massive, grim iron swords known as Dakhors, believed to have been used for these very rituals. The chilling belief was that by consuming the blood of the sacrificed, sorcerers could retain and amplify their magical powers. This isn't a mere fable, it's a stark reminder of the raw, untamed power that Mayong once sought to harness. But beyond such dark rituals, Mayong's magic manifested in truly astounding ways. They mastered the art of the mantra, sacred incantations that, when recited with perfect pronunciation and unwavering focus, could bend reality to the practitioner's will. Consider the Lucky mantra. Imagine, if you dare, a person standing before you, and with a mere whisper of this mantra, they simply vanish. Not a trick of the eye, not a quick escape, but a genuine disappearance into thin air. Tales abound of individuals in Mayong using the Lucky mantra to become invisible, to escape danger, or perhaps, simply to observe unseen. While skeptics scoff, the unwavering belief of the locals, their historical accounts, and the lingering aura of the place make you wonder, what if it were true? What if the very fabric of existence could be momentarily unraveled? Then there's the Yuden mantra, the flying mantra. Don't envision people sprouting wings and soaring like birds. No, the Yuden mantra is said to grant a different kind of movement. When invoked, a person would constantly remain 10 steps ahead of anyone trying to catch them, no matter how fast the pursuer ran. A perpetual, ethereal lead, making pursuit futile. Imagine the frustration, the sheer bewilderment, of trying to grasp someone who is always, impossibly, just out of reach. Some accounts even speak of using this mantra to effortlessly travel vast distances, as if teleporting in controlled bursts. The power over life itself was also attributed to Mayong sorcerers. There was the spell of death, a terrifying power to inflict fatal harm from a distance. However, folklore dictates a strict rule accompanying this dark art: any Bez who cast a death spell was bound to confess their victims' names before their own last breath. Failure to do so, it was believed, would condemn their spirit to an eternal, tormented haunting. Perhaps it was this very rule that led to the decline of such malevolent practices. Today, local practitioners largely deny its continued use, claiming it's a dying art, a secret best left buried in the past. But not all magic was for destruction. Mayong was also a hub of healing arts, practices that blended ancient tantric knowledge with indigenous herbal remedies. The Bez and Ajas, traditional healers, of Mayong were renowned for their ability to cure illnesses that baffled conventional medicine. They would use specific mantras, often combined with touch and herbal applications, to alleviate pain and banish disease. One of the most famous healing rituals involves a copper dish. When applied to an area of pain, the dish is said to eat away the ailment. Locals recount stories where, if the pain was excruciating, the dish would become searing hot and even shatter, having absorbed the suffering. Is it a placebo? Or is there something more profound, something truly mystical at play? The magic extended to the control of animals, both wild and domestic. Stories circulate of hypnotic control and animal transformation, where skilled tantrics could tame monstrous beasts or even, incredibly, transform themselves or others into animals. Imagine a sorcerer, cloaked in shadow, uttering ancient words, and slowly, impossibly, their form shifts, their skin ripples, and a creature of the wild stands where a man once was. Conversely, they could make animals subservient, using mantras to guide them, to calm them, or even, as some wartime accounts suggest, to turn them into formidable weapons against enemies. And then there's the mundane, yet equally intriguing, aspect of finding lost objects. If something valuable went missing, the villagers would consult a Bez. The practitioner would place a flower in a metal bowl, and as mantras were chanted, the bowl, without any visible manipulation, would slowly, steadily move across the ground, guiding them directly to the lost item. A testament to the power of concentration and the unseen forces that Mayong sorcerers claimed to command. Incidents and encounters. The stories of Mayong's power aren't just confined to ancient legends. They seep into recorded history, leaving behind a trail of inexplicable events that have baffled scholars and terrified armies for centuries. Perhaps the most famous, and chilling, historical incident connected to Mayong is the fate of Emperor Muhammad Shah's army in 1337 CE. Sent to conquer the formidable Assam kingdom, Muhammad Shah's massive army, numbering a staggering 100,000 horsemen, marched into the dense, brooding forests surrounding Mayong. And then, they vanished. Utterly. Without a trace. No bodies, no equipment, no signs of a struggle. The jungle simply swallowed them whole. Locals attribute this mass disappearance entirely to the black magic wielded by Mayong sorcerers, a testament to their devastating power. Imagine the terror, the sheer bewilderment, of a mighty army simply ceasing to exist, swallowed by unseen forces. Centuries later, the fear of Mayong's magic continued to plague invaders. During the reign of the powerful Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, when his general Raja Ram Singh was tasked with invading Assam, Ram Singh hesitated. His apprehension wasn't solely due to the formidable Ahom army, it was the chilling reputation of Mayong's witchcraft that truly instilled fear. The Mughal historical text, Alamgiri Nama, records this apprehension, acknowledging the infamous Kala Jadu of Mayong. When Ram Singh's forces did eventually clash with the Ahom kingdom, they suffered a crushing defeat, with few escaping alive. Many attribute this not just to military prowess, but to the unseen, magical defenses of Mayong that supported the Ahom warriors. Beyond grand military encounters, countless individual incidents and encounters have been recounted through generations. Imagine villagers witnessing a man, in broad daylight, suddenly vanish before their eyes during a local festival, a result of a tantric's chanted mantra. Or the whispered tales of livestock, cattle and goats, disappearing overnight from their pens, only to be found miles away with no explanation for their sudden relocation, attributed to the work of powerful sorcerers using teleportation spells. And while some dismiss these as mere exaggerations, the sheer consistency of the stories, the details passed down through families, paint a compelling picture of a world where magic was not just believed in, but actively witnessed. Even today, visitors to Mayong encounter the lingering aura of its mystical past. You might find traditional healers, the Bez, who still practice their ancient healing methods, using seemingly simple rituals to cure persistent ailments. They might place a copper plate on an aching back, and as they chant, the plate is said to become scorching hot, drawing out the pain. They might offer palm readings, claiming to predict your future using broken glass and seashells, their eyes holding the wisdom of generations of esoteric knowledge. These are not mere performers. For the people of Mayong, this is their heritage, their reality. They believe in the power of the mantras, in the efficacy of their healing rituals, and in the tangible presence of forces that most of the world dismisses as myth. Folklore, mystical objects, and the enduring legacy. The magic of Mayong isn't just about grand spells, it's woven into the fabric of everyday life, enshrined in countless local legends and passed down around crackling fires. These stories paint a vivid picture of a world where supernatural intervention was not just possible, but expected. One of the most captivating aspects of Mayong's folklore centers around mystical objects imbued with power. Imagine, if you will, a magic pot, Jadu Hundi. Not just any pot, but one said to contain the very essence of Mayong's power. Folklore recounts that if a sorcerer wished to exact revenge or cause harm, they could place an object belonging to their intended victim into this pot, along with specific herbs and incantations. The pot would then begin to boil and vibrate, and as it did, the victim, no matter how far away, would experience excruciating pain or misfortune. A terrifying concept of remote infliction, a curse made manifest through an ordinary vessel. Equally intriguing are the tales of flying bones. This isn't literal flight, but rather a concept related to divination and prophecy. It's said that ancient sorcerers in Mayong could use the bones of specific animals, after elaborate rituals, to gain foresight. These bones, when manipulated by a skilled Bez using specific mantras, would reveal hidden truths, predict future events, or even locate lost individuals. The very act of watching the bones shift and point, guided by unseen forces, must have been a truly awe-inspiring, and perhaps unsettling, experience. The line between humans and animals in Mayong's folklore is incredibly fluid. Beyond the power of transformation, there are countless stories of animal spirits being invoked and commanded. Imagine a Bez standing before a venomous snake, utterly unafraid, chanting a mantra that renders the creature docile, harmless, even obedient. Or the terrifying accounts of those who angered a powerful sorcerer, only to find their livestock falling ill, their crops failing, or wild animals suddenly becoming aggressive towards them, all attributed to the invocation of malevolent animal spirits. The very landscape of Mayong is said to hold its own magical properties. There are secret caves and ancient groves deep within the forests, places where powerful tantric rituals were performed for centuries. These are areas shrouded in mystery, avoided by locals after dark, for fear of disturbing the lingering energies or encountering spirits. Imagine venturing into a forgotten cave, the air thick with the scent of earth and something ancient, feeling the weight of centuries of spiritual practices pressing down upon you. Good magic versus bad magic, the dichotomy of Mayong. It's crucial to understand that Mayong's magic, while often sensationalized as black magic, is not a monolithic entity. It operates on a spectrum, a duality that reflects the very nature of existence itself. The good magic, known as Shanti Mantra or Swastavidya, focuses on healing, protection, and prosperity. This is the magic of the Bez who uses a copper plate to draw out pain, the one who recites blessings for a bountiful harvest, or the protector who wards off evil spirits from homes. It's the knowledge of herbal remedies, of aligning oneself with benevolent forces, and of restoring balance. Many of the ancient texts found in Mayong's museum detail these healing practices, emphasizing their restorative and protective qualities. Conversely, the bad or black magic, known as Mohan or Bana, is what gives Mayong its darker reputation. This is the magic of curses, of causing misfortune, of controlling others against their will. It's the realm of the Jadu Hundi and the death spell. While many locals today vehemently deny the continued practice of such destructive magic, the stories and fears persist. The belief is that such powers, if misused, can bring about immense suffering, not just for the victim, but also for the practitioner in the long run, reflecting a deep-seated understanding of karmic retribution. Enduring encounters and the modern Mayong. Even in the 21st century, Mayong continues to draw curious minds and believers. Tourists visit the Mayong Central Museum and Emporium, a fascinating repository of ancient manuscripts, artifacts, and tools believed to have been used by tantric practitioners. Here, you can see the Dakhors, those chilling human sacrifice swords, alongside intricate carvings and texts detailing ancient rituals. The museum itself is a testament to the village's unwavering commitment to preserving its unique heritage, no matter how controversial. While overt displays of black magic are rare today, the subtle influence of Mayong's past is undeniable. You might still find local bears who offer remedies for inexplicable ailments or help find lost items, using methods that defy scientific explanation. They often work quietly, away from the gaze of cameras, maintaining the sanctity of their ancient traditions. Consider the ongoing fascination with the idea of hypnosis and mind control. While mainstream science recognizes psychological manipulation, the legends of Mayong speak of a deeper, more mystical form of control through ancient mantras and concentrated will. Whether it's a subtle influence over a person's thoughts or a more direct compulsion, the belief in such power is deeply ingrained. The folklore also extends to supernatural guardians and entities. Many tales speak of hidden spirits, forest deities, and even benevolent yakshas or malevolent rakshasas inhabiting the surrounding wilderness. These beings are said to interact with humans, sometimes offering aid, sometimes causing mischief or even harm, depending on how they are approached and respected. Mayong is more than just a village, it's a living legend, a bridge between our modern world and a time when magic was an undeniable force. It challenges our perception of reality, forcing us to consider what lies beyond the measurable and the explainable. Whether you believe in the literal truth of every tale or view them as metaphors for deeper human understanding, the sheer consistency, the cultural depth, and the enduring belief of the people of Mayong are undeniably compelling. So, the next time you hear the word magic, let your mind drift to the remote, mystical heart of Assam, to Mayong. A place where ancient whispers echo through the trees, where reality is fluid, and where, even today, the impossible seems to dance on the very edge of possibility.